Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, where last episode Athena found out about Uendo's multiple personalities, leading us to also find out that the time of death, or at least the time of the murder, seems to have been obscured a little bit. Definitely taking place a little bit later by a different ordering of the show that took place. With Athena following that trail, we continue on. But I believe that this time, it was intentional. Because Uendo knew it'd be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room. Oh my! Yipes! It's all just a bit too perfect to be sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice Prosecutor Blackwell and Gerlu heard was due to Uendo's scheming, then the victim's time of death could have been earlier than 4 PM. In other words, Uendo could have killed Master Tornado himself. We've got you by the stones now, Uendo, so you better confess everything. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? We demand an explanation. Uendo! I confess. I tampered with the crime scene. If I knew I went on that little bit extra. Oh, no, it didn't end. Is the defense's claim that Uendo Tornado is the true murderer in this case? If he tampered with the crime scene, then we have to at least consider him a suspect. Now wait just 1 minute. Yes, I admit to messing with the dressing room, but I didn't kill Shiso. Then why did you tamper with the crime scene? I refuse to answer that question. What? If you suspect this witness, then I have a question for you. What could it be this time? Uendo had absolutely no reason to murder Taifu Tornado. After all, why would Uendo kill the man who recognized his skills and promoted him? Oh! Well, his motive was, I can't think of a single thing! It appears you are also not aware of one other fact. And that is? That the accused visited the dressing room before 4 PM as well. Is it not natural, then, to suppose that the accused killed the victim at that time? What? Nobody told me Mr. Wet had also gone there before 4 PM. We were only discussing the time frame after 4 PM, so I didn't think to mention it. But now that you have made the time period before 4 PM relevant... Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. So you really do not know what your client was doing during that time frame, do you? Well, it was all very sudden, and, why did you wait until the very last second to contact me, Simon? Don't you give me that look. And just so you know, Bucky never told me he had visited the Master before 4 PM either. This sort of thing is exactly why that prosecutor keeps calling us unprepared. The defense will stop squabbling this instant. Sorry, Your Honor. Prosecutor said, Maddie, please continue. Thank you, Your Honor. Defense, you know of the Soba making implements in the dressing room, correct? Is he talking about the equipment for making soba noodles? You speak of the large bowl that is used to mix buckwheat flour and water, a long rolling pin, and the special knife that is used to cut the dough into noodles. Precisely. These tools all came from the accused soba shop. You mean they didn't belong to Master Tornado? Mr. Wet had visited the dressing room to give the victim a soba making lesson, and that visit was before 4 PM. I'm afraid that after the accused kneaded the dough and made those noodles, he committed the act of murder. But wait, that doesn't add up! If Mr. Wet killed the victim before 4 PM, why would he return to that room at a later time? chilled soba, $6.80. Okay. What's Soba? You can't computer when it comes to noodles. Oh my! Hi, Miss Chickadee. Yes, Simmy. The reason I went back is because Master Tornado ordered uncooked noodles. Don't do it again. Mr. Wet. You always on a skateboard? Yesterday I brought noodle making tools to the dressing room at around 2 p.m. That's when Master Tornado ordered uncooked soba noodles to stock up on. Uncooked noodles to stock up on? Yes, ma'am. Master Tornado kept a supply of soba noodles from my shop in his fridge. He only had one serving left, so I went back to my shop to get some more. One serving of noodles in the fridge, but I thought the fridge was practically empty. Anyway, the whereabouts of the missing noodles isn't all that important now. You ran into me and Gelu when you came back to deliver the uncooked soba, correct? That's right, Simmy! I made time out of my busy day to deliver the noodles. And you know what? He ignored me when I called to him from the inner doorway. He just kept mumbling Rakugo lines for ages, so I got mad and went back to my soba shop. Ah, so that's why you got mad. If what he's saying is true, then there's no way he could be the murderer. I swear I'm telling the truth, Miss Chica. But bailiff, quickly, get this man to the infirmary. Just get him a bucket or a bin or something. A container, please. Well, I dare say he's quite the handful. Your Honor, please accept the statements Mr. Wet made just now into evidence. Objection. I believe the accused's statement about going to the room at around 2 p.m. is true, for it falls within the victim's estimated time of death. That opens up the possibility that the crime was committed between 2 and 4 p.m. That's some critical information. Yes, Your Honor. But other than that one point, Mr. Wet's statements are dubious and without proof. Objection! But they are the words of the defendant himself. Simon, back me up here. He has a point. If I were the prosecutor, I wouldn't accept them either. While I understand the defense's feelings on the matter, this court is unable to accept anything other than the time the defendant made his visit. Now what do I do? I trust you have no further objections, defense. At last, the time has come to send the soul of the victim onward to the Twilight Realm. Silence! What are you yammering on about, Prosecutor Sad Monk? We still have something we need to question Uendo about. We do? Like what? Well, don't just stand there. But we don't have any evidence left to present. Have you forgotten already? Isn't there still a hidden witness you have yet to question? A hidden witness? Oh, that's right! Your Honor, there's still one more issue we haven't finished discussing yet. Oh, and what is this bit of unfinished business? We haven't finished discussing this issue related to Uendo. Uendo's alibi, the time sober story, Owen. Owen Fourth. We still have to discuss the possibility of a fourth personality, the one named Owen. Are you suggesting this fourth personality of Uendo's might be the true culprit? Jeez, not that again. I told you we don't know anything about this Owen. Look, Uendo, I know you don't have any motive to kill your master, but this Owen may have one for all we know. I'm clean now, Uendo. You've got another personality stashed away, haven't you? Please tell us everything you know about Owen. That's enough. The witness has already stated that he knows not of any Owen character. Bravo! You tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Hey, Patches. If you claim you don't know Owen when you really do, that's tantamount to perjury. If you want to exercise your right to remain silent, however, well, that's a different story. Do not listen to the depraved prosecutor witness. You will be tainted with his evil. Do you have any idea how dark and cold a prison cell is? I exercise my right to remain silent! What's this now? Changing horses in midstream, are you? Shut up! I remain silent, that's that! Patches, you fool! You stay out of this! Patches is not the brightest bulb in that box you call a noggin, is he? The fact that he switched from I don't know any Owen to I will remain silent is proof that he does know about Owen. There it is again. Simon's formidable psychological manipulation tactic. I'm sure glad he's on my side today.
Objection.
You dirty, despicable, depraved prosecutor. You were leading the witness. Witness, there is no need for you to submit yourself to the defense's questioning.
Objection.
Your Honor, Uendo is definitely hiding something. Please allow me to question this witness about the existence of Owen. I suppose only this witness can confirm or deny the existence of Owen for us. Very well, I will allow the defense to proceed. Polkunka. A new testimony about Owen occurs. I've never met any personality named Owen. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. We're always aware, so we definitely noticed that a personality like that showed up. How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture? I will say one statement stood out. Wow, how am I supposed to deal with the testimony of 3 personalities? Unless you can prove the existence of Owen here, it's all over. You best screw your courage to the sticking place and attack their testimony head on. Alright, I will. Screw your courage to the sticking place? What? Just stop piling the pressure on me. I have to draw out some info. Anything to drag Owen out into the open. If we need to drag out some info then, that sounds like textbook pressing to me. I've never met any personality named Owen. Met her? Is that how you experience each other? Like people meeting on the street? Well, it's more like all 3 of us are always here. And the personality that's most suited to the moment is the one that comes out. So when you're out, Uendo, what are the other 2 doing? Well, we never know when our turn will come, right? So we stand by and listen. So that means all 3 of you share the same memories. I never really thought about it, but I guess that's right. I see. Thank you. Please continue. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic.
Hold it.
Patches, can I have a word with you, please? Why, hello, you rang. You said at first that you didn't know anybody named Owen, but then you exercised your right to remain silent. Were you afraid of committing perjury? Well, you see... I'll take it from here if you don't mind. Listen, I hate to say it, but Patches is about as smart as a sack of rocks. If you grill him with a bunch of highfalutin words, he's going to want to keep silent. I see. So, looking after loose-tongued Patches is your role, is it, Miss Kisagawa? Well, I don't know about that, but anyway. I do know that Patches was just flustered, and that's why he decided to remain silent. We're always aware, so we definitely notice if a personality like that showed up. See, that's the interesting statement, isn't it? But what if, for some reason, you 3 were unconscious at the time of the incident? If the 3 of you weren't alert and aware, what would happen? What would happen? I'm not even sure what you mean. I mean, you 3 share the same memories, right? But what if Owen is different? What if he has memories separate from yours? Maybe Owen emerges when the 3 of you are unaware or unconscious. No.
Objection.
Instead of speaking as if this 4th personality is a foregone conclusion, I suggest you prove his existence first. Well, we've already seen 3 personalities. A 4th wouldn't be a stretch. You dishonor the victim and this court by jumping to such conclusions without proof. Have you ever heard these old sayings, Prosecutor Samari? What happens twice will happen thrice. If you see one, there are likely 30 in your home. I'm basing my theory on such premises. Comparing us to cockroaches. Do we bug you that much, girly? But how do you intend to prove it? How will you prove that all three personalities became unconscious, as you say? Unless you can do that, all of this talk is merely empty speculation. Well, Don't be so timid. If you don't have it, then find it. Look for something that could render Uendo and the others unconscious. Simon's right. I can't back down now. My client, Mr. Wet, I have to... Wait. Mr. Wet? Let me rest. Maybe if I would lump a regular flour dough food or noodles. When I'm fresh, like my Soba. And you don't let Soba dough rest. So about 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles He's blacked out. Mr. Wet, falling unconscious. Wait a minute, I think I've got it. Miss Sykes, do you have proof to back up your theory? It looks like the option should be yes, but I don't know where this is leading. At the moment, being drunk leading to unconsciousness is what I think the only thing that Mr. Wet little bit was meant to be about. So, yes? Yes, Your Honor, I do. The proof is right here in this crime photo. It is? It is? I mean, in that case, please point out what supports your theory. This most likely is what caused Uendo to lose consciousness. It is. Why does one man need to double the glasses? So it's the alcohol here. I'm gonna present there. This is probably what made Uendo lose consciousness. Ah yes, the sake. And isn't it just like Master Tornado to pick a fine brand like Camel? Sake? Oh, you mean rice wine? Oh please, don't call this rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. That's not even wine. Silly girl. I must agree. You need to become more cultured, Athena. Tomato? Tomato! Tomato. Yes, that was it. Tomato? Tomato. It's made of rice and people get drunk from drinking it, right? It's called sake. End of story. Fine, sake it is then. Hiya, caramba. Everyone's so touchy about these things. I know I probably even say sake wrong. Sake. Goodness sake. Good sake. I recall Master Tornado would often have a drink or two before performing. He said it made him more eloquent. Drinking too much of the stuff can make one lose consciousness though, of course. And look, there were 2 glasses on the table. Uendo, I believe your master offered you some sake. And then you must have drank too much and passed out. That's when your 4th personality, Owen, emerged. I drank sake. Oh, that's a good one. We have a real sweet tooth, you see. So yes, we did accept a sugary red bean bun. But since we really dislike sake, we said no. Thank you to that. Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze. Haha! Even a tiny drop could knock us right out. Well done, Patches. So you see, I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. What? But that can't be right. The defense demands that the glasses be examined right away. You amateur. Did you really think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale. Don't tell me. There was no trace of the witness having touched either of the glasses, naturally. Right, of course. Miss Sykes, would you like the witness's statement added to this testimony? Yes, please, Your Honor. Very well. So what's been added? I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. Have we got anything to prove this fact? Because that's what we're driving at. What have we got then? Just 2 glasses. Maybe it fell into his mouth? There's the hope there, right? Maybe it fell into one's mouth. Having autopsy reports. Probably going to be nothing there. My Soba deed. We still haven't used that yet. The invitation. I mean, you'd celebrate something like this, wouldn't you? Simon's statement. Nahyuta card saying Owen 4th. A note, resting, do not disturb. I don't know. Bear with me a little bit. I'm going to have to do some searching here. Oh. Okay. So that camel print that's written on the note is actually ripped from that box there in the corner. And a small screen, if you see. So he's ripped the note to write it down, resting, do not be thingy. So it seems like it would be after the point of the after the delivery, before the murder, would be when he was in the room. But I don't think we've got any proof that he drunk the drink. Specifically. Unless that note was for someone else. I have no clue. I feel like this might be what it's driving at, though. I might get the wrong answer with no actual reasoning. But I don't have a clue. But there's nothing else that seems to connect itself to the scene currently. Maybe if I press first, but I think that's where we're going. So if you had even a tiny sip of sake, you'd conk right out, huh? That's why you didn't touch the glass that Master Tornado offered, correct? Yes, that's right. Then maybe you ate something that had sake in it as an ingredient. I don't recall doing anything like that. Oh, there we go. Huh. He doesn't recall doing it. But that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't. He just might not have known that he did. I better take another good look at the evidence. So the glass was knocked over, fell into something that he ate. So he didn't drink any sake, huh? Oh boy, now we're in trouble. That kind of answer is exactly why Sad Monk keeps insulting you. Now use your head. There are countless ways Uendo could have gotten sake into his mouth besides drinking it. Well, I don't know about the countless part, but nothing. Give it some thought and you'll figure something out. So the witness must have had something that contained sake. Is there anything in the court record that hints at something like that? So we're hinting at it because it's the food dish that it came into, right? How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture? I don't care. We're treating you like a criminal, but it might not necessarily be you, which is the weird thing we're saying right now. So looking at the scene, the glass fell into the food. Is the food manju buns? And therefore he ate the sake that way. So I think what we're saying is we're saying this because this came from it. Or at least it proves some other stuff. It's either the photo or that.
Objection!
That's the box wrapper. This shows what most likely made Uendo lose consciousness. Lucky, lucky. That note. Are you feeling lightheaded, child? Or perhaps a bit peckish? I'm not hungry, and my head feels just fine, thank you very much. Going by the premise of using evidence we haven't yet used before. Look at the paper this note is written on. Is there something familiar about it? What exactly is your point, defense? This faint design here reminds me of the paper from... Yep, it's a piece of the wrapping paper on the box of manju buns by the victim on the floor. Uendo, you may not have drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red bean bun, right? Well, yes, that's right. I don't know if you were aware of it or not, Uendo, but I believe the manju you ate caused you to fall unconscious. The bean bun? But how? Because those buns contain a secret ingredient. A very punchy secret ingredient at that. A punchy secret ingredient? Yes. The design on the wrapping paper matches that of something else in the room. It does? The design on this object matches that of the manju box's wrapping paper. Oh, you're talking about that, then? Oh wait, so it's special alcoholic manju buns. Maybe more of it. Ah!
Take that!
The camel pattern. It's the same as the one for the camel brand sake. It's like alcoholic chocolates, maybe. So, just as Uendo said, he didn't drink any sake per se. But he did eat some. Impossible. Uendo had a camel brand red bean bun, which boasts a nice shot of sake as one of its ingredients. The defense is claiming that Uendo passed out after consuming a camel sweet bun, which allowed a fourth personality named Owen to emerge. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. That's exactly what I'm claiming. But there's one thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic content of the buns evaporate as they are steamed? In order to give them a stronger flavour, some manju are specially made to retain as much of their alcoholic content as possible. What kind of lightweight do you think I am? You said a drop. Even I wouldn't pass out from eating a simple manju. Then how about we test that theory? What do you say, Your Honor? Seeing is believing, as they say. Very well, I will allow a test. Thanks, Your Honor. Simon, go buy some camel manju on the double. And don't forget to get me one too, okay? Why must I? And while you're at it, Portugal Black Will, you will get one for me as well. I'm not the courthouse stable boy, you know. Hey! But just this once, I'll acquiesce. Taka, I'm counting on you. And all of you had better pay me back. Ah, but I thought it would be your treat, Portugal Black Will. What a shame. And now then, let us adjourn until the manju arrive by Carrier Hawk. Court will reconvene as soon as Taka returns. Now we got a break. Taka's on the wing. Taka's getting alcoholic buns. Does Taka have to present his ID? Her ID? I don't know. Are they something that's regulated? That's a question. As we end yet another episode of Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. Turnabout Storyteller will continue next time. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.